going on. Children, we are learning about the Chinese civilization. Okay, in the previous class we have learned till the town planning. Okay, how was the Chinese constructed their towns? Okay, and we have seen in town planning, they have constructed the towns in a way that to have the inner hall, okay, inner wall and the outer city. Okay, and also they had the audience hall, and around the outer city they constructed moat. Okay, that's what we have seen in the previous class. Okay, so we will continue with the same lesson, the Chinese civilization. Okay, today's class we are going to learn about how the houses of the Chinese civilizations were constructed and how did their architecture, how did they develop their architecture, okay, and how was their society, what was their occupation. These are the things we are going to see in this class. Okay, first of all we are going to see the houses. Okay, as part of their development of architecture, we can see their houses. Okay, their architectural designs also we can see from their houses. Okay, apart from the houses, they have constructed elaborate palaces and the temples. Okay, which were well designed and decorated by the people of Chinese. Okay, which became the reason for the Chinese civilization. And when we see the houses, okay, we can divide the houses into two forms. Okay, the houses which are built by the poor people, and the houses which were constructed by the rich ones. Okay, and when we see the poor houses, okay, the poor houses with one room, okay, and there won't be any elaborate courtyard. Okay, they shared their courtyards with other people. Okay, and also they made their houses with burnt bricks and the bamboo stick. Okay, the simple houses made by the poor people. And when we see the rich people, they constructed the large elaborated houses, and they have decorated their houses with fancy designs, and they also had their own courtyard. Okay, and these houses were constructed in the inner central courtyard. Okay, in the walled cities. Okay, and when we see these houses, both rich and the poor houses were, the pattern of the houses were same, but there are different features of these houses. Okay, and also the common thing is every house were faced towards the south direction. Okay, and what are the different features of the houses? The roofs of the houses were made like a wing of a bird. Okay, and each house had a statue or a gods, different gods, and kept near the door of the houses. Okay, that was the common thing which is found in the houses. It was the feature of the houses. Now, when we see this Chinese civilization, we have seen already this Chinese civilization is 450 years, 4,500 years old. Okay, and this ancient pattern or ancient method, this ancient lifestyle became the reason for the modern. It is reflected in the modern construction or modern architecture even. Okay, and when we see the architecture, okay, There were two important examples for the architecture of Chinese civilization. Okay, the first one is the Great Wall of China. And the second one is pagodas. Okay, when we take the Great Wall of China, it was the contribution of Chinese civilization. Okay, and it was the ancient contribution by the Chinese civilization. When we take the Great Wall of China, the Great Wall of China was constructed during the period of Qin Dynasty. The first emperor of Qin Dynasty was Shi Huangdi. Okay, who was the ruler of the Qin Dynasty? Shi Huangdi. Okay, and his period was 221. Okay, his period was 221 BCE. Okay, and during his period, Shi Huangdi, he started the construction of the Great Wall of China. When we take Great Wall of China, initially the Great Wall of China was constructed as independent walls to protect the different states of China. Okay, and this Great Wall of China is situated or located or constructed in the northern part of China. It was the northern border to China, which protect China from the attack of enemies from the north direction. Okay, and when we take this Great Wall, what is the length of this wall? It is 2,400 kilometers. Okay, what is the length of the Great Wall of China? It is 2,400 kilometers long. When we see the height of this Great Wall of China, the Great Wall of China, the height, it varies from place to place. Okay, because these walls were not constructed by the same emperor or same period. The construction of wall, it was done by various dynasties during different period of time. That's why the height varies. Okay, the height varies from 4.5 meter to 9 meters length. Okay, the height is 4.5 meter to 9 meters. And when we take this Great Wall of China, it was the great protective wall for the Chinese, and which shows the architecture of China. Okay, and when we take, when we see this Great Wall of China from satellite, it shows very clearly that, okay, this Chinese architecture. Okay, and when we see this Great Wall of China, there were 10,000 watch towers were constructed. Okay, periodically. Okay, which is kept or which is constructed to watch over the movements of the enemies. Okay, the watchtowers helps to see the movements of enemies in the northern frontier. Okay, and another important architecture was pagodas. Okay, now what is pagodas? Pagodas are the stupas like temples. Okay, stupa style temples. Okay, and these pagodas are also constructed to show the architectural development of the ancient Chinese. And when we see the pagodas were decorated with the sculptures. So different sculptures were kept in the pagodas, which shows the architecture and the art, okay, and craft and their creative skill of Chinese during ancient period. Okay, now we'll see another thing, the society. How was the society divided? Okay, how was the life of the people? Okay. when we take Chinese, they had a close family knit. Okay, Chinese had a close family knit. The family relationship was very close and very strong. Okay, now the elder of the family were given importance in the society. Okay, and they gave importance to the ancestors. Okay, so ancestral worship also were prevailed during the period of ancient Chinese civilization. And when we check the society was divided into different classes. Okay, when we check the society was divided into different classes. On the top, we can see the emperors or the kings. Okay, so the king hold the highest position in the society. Okay, and after the kings, the nobles and the soldiers, they were given importance in the society. Okay, and the soldiers were respected and feared by the people. After the king, the soldiers were given more importance in the society. And the next section of the society were merchants and the farmers, business people and the farmers. And the last place, the slaves, they took the last position in the society. So the society were divided like this. The kings were in the top position, and the next nobles and the soldiers. Nobles and the soldiers, they took the second position in the society. Soldiers were given more importance. They were respected and feared by the people. Okay, and the third place, the merchants, peasants, okay, farmers, these all people, artisans, they came under the third class in the society, and slaves came the last position in the society. This is their social structure. Okay, and they had the close knit with the family relation. Okay, they gave importance to the ancestors, and the ancestral worship also prevailed during this period. And how did these people live? When we see the life of the people, they lived as a group. So they gave importance to the joint family. Okay, they lived in groups or in clans. This was the social structure of the ancient Chinese civilization. Now we will see what was their occupation, what are the crops they have cultivated. Okay. When we see the occupation of Chinese civilization, they gave importance for agriculture. Okay, they gave importance for agriculture. And also they have done sericulture. Okay, as part of the agriculture, what are the different crops they have cultivated? They have cultivated different crops like rice, wheat, millets, barley and soya. Okay, soya beans. These are the different crops cultivated by the people of China. Okay, and also they have cultivated tea. Okay, they gave importance to tea. Okay, tea was used for medicine. Okay, later it became a popular drink for the people of Chinese, and they have used the elaborate irrigation system to irrigate the field. Okay, and the elaborate irrigation system that helped the people to produce surplus food grains during the period of Chinese civilization. Okay, and when we see sericulture, what is sericulture? It is growing of silkworms in the mulberry trees. Okay, what is called sericulture? Sericulture is growing of silkworms in the mulberry trees. Now, till the 5th century, the secret of preparing silk cloth made secret by the Chinese. Okay, and later only the secret it was spread around the neighboring countries and to the European countries. Okay, till 5th century, manufacturing silk was the monopoly to the Chinese. Okay, the Chinese only knew the secrets of preparing silk cloth, and the silk was the important trade item. Okay, exporting item for the Chinese. So the costly, it was the world famous Chinese cloth or silk cloth were made by the Chinese during till the 5th century. Okay. And when we see sericulture, people they gave importance for sericulture because it was the important occupation which gave more income to the people. Okay, so they grew mulberry plant in every houses and they took care of silkworms, and from the silkworms they prepared they spin the silk cloth by using the silkworms. Okay, so this is called their important occupation. Apart from agriculture and sericulture, they also domesticated different animals like horse, sheep, goat. Okay, and for transportation, they used both horses and for the horse-drawn vehicles for the transportation during Chinese civilization. We'll see remaining in the next class. Okay, like art and architecture, artisans, okay, woodwork, these all things we'll see in the next class. I'll revise once again. Okay, today's class. Okay, the first one we have seen about houses, and the next thing we have seen architecture. Okay, another thing we have learned about the social structure and occupation. Okay, when we see the houses, two types of houses were made by the people. Okay, poor made the simple houses and the rich people made the elaborate houses with the different rooms and which had own courtyard. Okay, and they decorated their houses. The houses were made with the baked bricks, okay, and bamboo by the poor people, but the rich people they made the roof houses made of baked bricks. Okay, and when we see this architecture, Great Wall of China and pagodas were the two important architectural styles of the Chinese people. Okay, and China, the Great Wall of China was constructed by the Qin dynasty, the first ruler called Shi Huangdi. Okay, during 221 BCE. And it had 10,000 watchtowers. The length of the wall is 2,400 kilometers. The height varies from different places from 4.5 meter to 9 meters long. Okay, and it is the great protective border in the north direction for the Chinese. And when we see pagodas are constructed. It is stupa style structure. Okay, constructed by the people which had lot of sculptures inside the pagodas. When we see the society, they had a close family in it and they lived as a groups or in clans. Okay, the king became the top in the society, and after king, nobles and the soldiers were respected and feared by the people in the society. Okay, and after that merchants, peasants, farmers, they took the third position in the society. The slaves, they came in the last position in the society. Okay, and when we see occupation, agriculture, sericulture were two important occupations done by the people. Different crops cultivated was rice, wheat, millet, barley and soya beans. Apart from that, they have cultivated tea. Okay, it was Chinese where the people who first cultivated tea. Okay, tea was used as the medicinal thing, and later it was used as a popular drink by the people. Okay, and when we see sericulture, they kept a secret of producing silk cloth till the 5th century, and it was the monopoly to the people till 5th century. Later, they have revealed the secret to the world, so it became famous. Okay, so the first and main item which was exported by the people of Chinese was silk during till the 5th century CE. Okay, children, here we end the class. We will continue with the same lesson in the next class. Study well and take care of. Thank you, children.